famous evangelical preacher named Alistair Begg, who most folks know who he is, has dreadfully compromised the gospel while saying that Christians should, in fact, attend same-sex weddings. This is a horrible thing. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. Today's video is going to be kind of sad for a lot of people, but I think it's something we need to talk about. And go ahead and smite that like button and subscribe if you are new. Let's just get into this for a moment here. Alistair Begg is a very well-known, very well-loved evangelical guy. I mean, just look on the internet here. The internet says here, Alistair Begg is a Scottish pastor, senior pastor of Cleveland's Parkside Church, a position he's held since 1983. So that's 40 years now. He's the voice behind the Truth for Life Christian Radio preaching and teaching ministry, which broadcasts his sermons daily to stations across North America through over 1,800 radio outlets. He's 71 years old, and he's actually going to be one of the speakers at the Shepherd Conference with John MacArthur, and so you can see that lineup right there. He has been in the news lately because he has made some comments that have outraged a lot of Christian people, and understandably so. What has happened is that he was on a, I guess you could call it a podcast or something like that, and doing a radio show, and this is called the Truth for Life Radio Show. And here we go. And this is what he does, is what like his ministry that goes across radio stations across the world. And I'll read you a little transcript of what is going on here. And I've got the audio right here. We could just play some of this for a moment, and let's just let this play.
And in very specific areas this comes across. I mean, you and I know that we field questions all the time that go along the lines of, my grandson is about to be married to a transgender person, and I don't know what to do about this, and I'm calling to ask you to tell me what to do, which is a huge responsibility. And in a conversation like that just a few days ago, and people may not like this answer, but I asked the grandmother, does your grandson understand your belief in Jesus? Yes. Does your grandson understand that your belief in Jesus makes it such that you can't countenance in any affirming way the choices that he has made in life? Yes. I said, well then okay, as long as he knows that, then I suggest that you do go to the ceremony, and I suggest that you buy them a gift. Oh, she said, what? She was caught off guard. I said, well, here's the thing. You're not going to, your love for them may catch them off guard, but your absence will simply reinforce the fact that they said these people are what I always thought, judgmental, critical, unprepared to countenance anything. And it is a fine line, isn't it? It really is. And people need to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. But I think we're going to take that risk. We're going to have to take that risk a lot more if we want to build bridges into the hearts and lives of those who don't understand Jesus and don't understand that he is a king.
Okay, so here it is. He said, does your grandson understand that your belief in Jesus makes it such that you can't countenance in any affirming way the choices that he has made in life? Yes. Well, then, okay, and this is in the context of your grandson is marrying a transgender person. As long as he knows that, then I suggest you do go to the ceremony, and I suggest you buy them a gift. And the reason he says this, your love for them may catch them off guard, but your absence will simply reinforce the fact that they say these people are what I always thought, judgmental, critical, unprepared to countenance anything. I have said for a long time to you guys that the Achilles heel of evangelicalism is that they're too nice. They're just too nice. And I'm not for being unkind to people, even these kind of people. You'll never find me in a situation where I'm being unkind to these people, but on a personal level. But this is out of line. You do not affirm people in their destruction. You do not go to these weddings. You do not buy them a gift. This is a dreadful take. I don't agree at all with this. And the backlash from this whole situation has been immense. Even Protestia did a article on it saying Alistair Begg says Christians should attend gay weddings so they don't come across as judgmental and critical. And then so there has been a lot of backlash over this, but then also Alistair Begg doubles down on attending LGBT weddings, says he's not budging. And this is what the article says here. Some disheartening news. Alistair Begg has doubled down on his insistence that Christians can attend these weddings and buy a couple a gift, according to the leadership of American Family Radio, resulting in Begg's show being terminated from the lineup. Begg, who pastors Parkside Church in Cleveland, has aired on for the past 12 years, sent representatives to speak to his behalf on American Family Radio. Vice President Ed and says AFA President Walker Wildman, the results they shared were discouraging. Taking over the time slot previously occupied by Truth for Life to speak directly to Begg's audience, AFR leadership said they contacted the pastor to give him an opportunity to say, I messed up right there, and to provide him with the opportunity to say, I said the wrong thing and I'd like to recant, but that no apology or clarification was forthcoming. The two individuals that we talked with, Walker and I, with two individuals from Alistair Begg's ministry, they made it clear that Alistair Begg believes that homosexuality is wrong. He hasn't changed his views on that. He does not believe that homosexual marriage is valid, and the practice of homosexual activity is, as the Bible says, an abomination. So all four of us were in agreement with that. But what we could not get them to change, and they said that Alistair Begg is not going to change his mind, was on the issue of whether Christians should attend. The goal of the call and the goal of all Christians when approaching these issues should be reconciliation, but reconciliation in truth. And so that was our goal with the call with Alistair Begg's team, and unfortunately we didn't get there. But we did press the issue multiple times, and we even asked point blank, so you guys stating that Alistair Begg is standing by his original comment, he has no regrets, he didn't misspeak, he doesn't want to further clarify nothing. And they said, yes, he's standing by his original comment. So Alistair Begg is standing there, and he's not budging on this issue. He's not apologizing. American Family News says radio ministry drops pastor over same-sex wedding comments. And so they're saying that they have, the American Family Association says Pastor Begg's program will no longer air on American Family Radio. He's an excellent Bible teacher. We certainly wish him the best. So this is some serious fallout for Alistair Begg, who this whole comment is just dumb, y'all. It's just dumb, and we can show it to you right here. He says there's your love for them may catch them off guard, but if your absence will simply reinforce the fact that they said these people are what I always thought, judgmental, critical, unprepared to countenance anything. So what does this have to do with evangelicalism? Well, I have been saying for a long time to evangelical people that the theological position you hold is flawed to some degree, in that you guys are too nice, you're too worldly, and you fellowship with too many different people. We need to tighten all that stuff up. And I think fundamentalism offers you the answers to these type of issues. And I want to just show some tweets that I posted talking about these issues. And this is, I was kind of being facetious a little bit when I said this, but it's true. Me watching evangelical brothers and sisters slowly realize that a man can preach the gospel powerfully, which that's Alistair Begg. He does preach the gospel, and he does a good job. He can preach the gospel powerfully and still have grave theological issues that need to be avoided. Fundamentalism wins again. And I want to, let me show you another thing here. What is happening is that I'm seeing the comments criticizing Begg. I'm seeing comments that are defending Alistair Begg. And there are people out there that are saying the whole gay wedding thing is a Romans 14 issue of conscience. And I don't think that's true at all. And that's what we've done. Like, evangelicalism has made everything a secondary issue and made everything an issue of conscience and made everything a Romans 14 issue. I mean, okay, this guy's doing Christian rock and roll. Well, that's a Romans 14 issue. Okay, this guy's over here doing Christian rap music. That's a Romans 14 issue. We got this guy over here, he's doing some sort of stupidity, getting tattoos of Jesus across his forehead. That's a Romans 14 issue. At some point, there has to be a line drawn where this is just wrong. This is just wrong. This is sin. And that's what I mean, there's too many secondary issues and tertiary issues. I think we need to tighten that up and at least make the line less fuzzy, which I think is what a lot of people are doing. Now, here's what I want you to see. This is, of course, this is the big smoking gun statement that he said. I suggest you go to the ceremony, and I suggest that you buy them a gift. Alistair Begg, I never really said anything because, everybody likes this guy. But evangelicals fellowship with way too many people, way too many false teachers. This is a lineup of 2019's Baylor University preaching conference. And this is what I said. I'm not sure why everyone is so shocked. You run with the wolves long enough, you will compromise the gospel. And look at who's in this. By the way, I don't know why anybody who's a Bible-believing Christian would be involved with Baylor University. I know that they're part of the Southern Baptist Convention. I get all that. I think everybody needs to abandon the Southern Baptist Convention for theological truth's sake, because that whole thing is so compromised it's pathetic. But look who's in this lineup. You got Alistair Begg, and you got Tony Evans, and you have Beth Moore in this lineup. So the man who says you should go to a gay wedding and buy the couple a gift, like 4 years ago, was preaching with Beth Moore and Tony Evans. So in 2019, Alistair Begg should have been marked and avoided. In 2019, he should have been marked and avoided. If you run with the wolves, if you run with false teachers, if you fellowship with weirdos like Beth Moore, whack-nuts, then your theology will suffer. And that's what I'm telling you guys. And quite frankly, I've spoken out against John Piper. John Piper's sitting there preaching with all these nuts at the Passion Conference. So they're holding platforms with Beth Moore, holding platforms with Sadie Robertson, the Duck Dynasty girl, the Campbellite, baptismal regeneration Campbellite girl, holding a platform with her, doing the Lectio Divina, a Catholic practice with Lecrae. I criticize that. Something's wrong with that. I don't like that. And secondary separation matters. And so, look, let's just let this be another case example that if a man holds platforms with weirdos, and I'm not talking about in some media thing. I'm not talking about like the guy went on Fox News or something like that. I'm not talking about that at all. Any news outlet wants to call me, I'll go on. If Rachel Maddow at MSNBC asked me to come on, I go talk to her. I mean, that's doing the work of an evangelist. That's the Mars Hill work. That's preaching the gospel to the open, in the public square of today. But when a person holds an ecclesiastical event in a church setting, in a ministry setting, an outreach setting, and holds hands with crazies, you can put it down. Something's about to happen. Something's off. And I do hope, I know a lot of people are going to watch this and are going to think, this is so sad. And it is sad. I mean, this man is going out on the wrong foot. I mean, he absolutely is. And, look at all the headlines here. The Christian Post, American Family News. All these people are just, they're talking about all that. It's a sad day for fans of Alistair Begg. But let it be known again that ecclesiastical separation matters. And I want to refer you guys back to our series that we did on fundamentalism, evangelicalism, and modernism, because this really is a major issue as far as this topic goes. And so if I could pull this up on my YouTube channel, I'll show it to you. Go through these videos right here: modernism, fundamentalism, and neo-evangelicalism. They're a few years old now, 3 years old, but they explain everything so well. I mean, we explain why Ravi Zacharias and Robert Jeffers are evangelical, neo-evangelical guys. And so it's very important you guys see all that. So check all that out. Marks of a Modern Neo-Evangelical is a very important one as well. So go check those out. They'll be a great blessing to you, and I know that they'll help you. So God bless you, friends. Subscribe to this channel if you are new, and we will talk to you guys next time. And smite that like button, and all your dreams will come true. God bless you guys, and we will see you next time.